Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to Supply Chain Talks YouTube channel and our LinkedIn page, and welcome to our last webinar of 2025, in which we have an amazing guest today, and I will invite Mr. Hazim, our guest, to the session. Assalamu alaikum, Hazim. Welcome to Supply Chain Talks. We are excited to have you today, and we will be talking about the digital transformation in the supply chain area, and also some practical examples of how you have done it in your current organization, Shakir. But before we do that, I would request you if you can give a holistic introduction about who is Hazim, and so that people can enjoy your introduction. So over to you.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Mr. Nauman, for having me. I'm really excited about this conversation, and I hope in today's discussion we will deliver practical value to our audience and insight which is they can practically apply in their business and their companies. I'm Hazim Samanoudi. Graduated from Faculty of Commerce, and I have a master in supply chain from Arab Academy for Science, Technology, and Maritime Transport. I started my journey in steel manufacture as a buyer till I become procurement managers. After that, I left Egypt and I started in Saudi Arabia in 2013 as a supply chain manager with Naghi Group. For retail industry. After that, with Anabib petrochemical industry as a corporate planning, and now I'm working with Shakir Group since Q4 2020 as a supply chain director, and now I'm the vice president of supply chain for Shakir Group.
Amazing. This is great to hear. So such a amazing experience, different industries, different verticals, and now you are at the top of everything. So let's deep dive into our session today. So I will start off because we are limited on time. It's a 60-minute session. So the first question that I would be asking towards you would be that how would you define digital supply chain transformation? Everybody likes to use this word, but I would like to hear from an expert like you that what it actually means and what does it look like in the context of your current organization, Shakir Group.
Okay, when we talk first about transformation, it's about rebuilding your capabilities, culture, process, people, technology. All this you have to think of it when you talk about the transformations. And digital transformation, it's now no longer an option. It's a must. Many players coming to the market now, and many players have their system, has their technology. So the competition is become very high. So you have to have your thinking to transform your supply chain and use the digitalizations for your future growth, for revenue, for efficiency, for example, higher profitabilities. So all this you have to think of it when you talk about digital transformations. And it's when we talk about digital transformation, it's not just to convert manual work to system work or online work, or bring system or ERP system and install like you are installing an applications. It's completely different. It's require a strategic shift to how you will take a decision based on data driven, how you will redesign your process to be matched with your systems, how you will improve your capabilities, and you increase your visibility. And I remember there is one important tools, which is we call 3Vs, how to decrease variability by increasing visibility and velocity. So all this, it's required from you to do the digital transformation for you. So end-to-end connectivity. So to see every step in supply chain, process automation, how you will automate the process, single source of data, which is very, very important when we talk about digital transformation. Many are suffering from same items you found in the system with the different coding, with the different category. How you will have single source of data to build your decisions. The SOP, replenishment, lead time, all this, it's require real digital transformation, and this is what we have make it as a context for Shaker Group. I cannot hear your voice now.
I put myself on mute. The phone is putting himself on mute.
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying I couldn't agree more. You're right, and at the end of the day, it's all about the most important thing that you said, that single source of data, avoiding duplication. Because we are, as a consultant, we also see when we look at inventory lists, there's so many duplications, so many people creating data in that. There is no single point of contact, no control, nothing is there. And this is where the digital transformation. There are small steps which lead to the big steps. So I agree with it. As we move forward now, whenever we talk about digital transformation, there's something which drives it. There's an internal demand as well. There's an external demand of digital transformation as well. The company growth and everything. So when it comes to your organization or in general, what do you think should be the major drivers which should define that now it is a strategic priority for an organization to move towards digital transformation?
Efficiency. Costs are increasing and making pressure from every directions. So efficiency, it's a mandatory. Supply chain cost increasing, freight and logistics expense, warehouse rent, shipping cost, and the challenging in geopolitical issue in shipping, which is affect for our lead time. So efficiency is very important, and this was main drivers for us to use digital transformations to reduce our operation cost and improve our productivity, eliminate the waste in the process. If you check in your process in detail, you might find unnecessary layers of approvals, unnecessary process you are doing. How to eliminate all this, optimize the end-to-end value chain for you. So all this, which is main or key drivers for us to use digital transformations.
The transformations. So rightly, efficiency, that is definitely something. And with cost increasing, you need better value, better return on everything. So coming to that, and you're talking about efficiency. So Shaker Group, as an organization, you deal in multiple global brands. You are, your name represents mega brands and a diverse portfolio. So how does digitization right now is helping your company improve forecasting, planning accuracy, and overall supply chain visibility, along with efficiency, definitely. But when we talk about efficiency, the planning, the right inventory at the right time and everything, the right quantity is very important. So how do you see that?
Okay, when you manage multiple brand, we have, as you know, we have LG, we have Media, we have MyTag, Restaurant. So we have about 10 brands we manage with 100 of SKU. completely there is a different demand behavior. So traditional forecasting, it's not valid anymore.
Correct.
So most of company assume that each brand has their own forecast logic, but actually you need to unify the logic and customize the parameters. And as we mentioned before, using a single source of data to combine all. And one of the important tools, which is S&OP. S&OP, it's very important and necessary for that. For example, before we go for digitalize our supply chain, each brand was behave like a separate universe, different seasonality, different promotion scheme. Even the lead time and the life cycle curve was different. But after we implementing our new system and we transform digitalized, so we start using the machine learning, the algorithm to understand the demand pattern. We study the customer behavior from the invoicing and from the data, which is which customer which products customer prefer, customer which mix of product purchase together, and looking for the seasonality, promotions, the cycle forecast. All this after we implement the digitalizations, start to get the benefits and the impact to us by reducing the variability. We have high accuracy in the forecast. The BO cycle becomes stable. We knowing when we need to order, and monthly S&OB, it was a must for all organization, for marketing, for finance, for sales, for supply chain as a operation, and we linked our KPI and the governance to that. So all this, when you implement and when you digitalize, so you will secure high accuracy, you will secure stable in your inventory, you will secure a clear and transparent flow from production line till customer home.
Customer home. Thank you. See, SNOP, yes, digitizing the SNOP process definitely is a big plus. I have a leading question to what you just said, Fine. And this is something I want to understand from you on a personal level, that organizations like you who are basically representing big brands and they are their partners, local distribution partners, and from that, I have been engaged with a lot of other similar business model companies, and one thing which I usually hear from them and is that we do not control the forecast, or we do not control the ordering. Our global partners, they control what quantity needs to be brought in, which product needs to be brought in, and they define the planning. So, and this is why they said that planning is with the partners, not with us. How have you been able to handle your partners with digital transformation, and how do you manage, how balancing the expectation of your partner along with the actual market trend? That is my question for you.
Okay, first we have to agree that the forecast is a predicted. It's not something to calculate. If you calculate based on history, based on mathematical, so you are bringing the past to the future, and the future is completely different. So you are predicted by your insight, by your sitting with your partner and understand their futures, by balancing between your style in sales between push and pull. So all these factors you have to keep in your mind. Sales insight, you have to get the sales insight and what they are thinking of. You have to check marketing opportunity, and this is the rule of marketing. He checks the marketing opportunity, and all these parameters we involve and sit in one table. When we sit in one table, you start to make some synchronization between partner requirement, customer needs, and your inventory and working capital. By
Okay.
this and by continuance following the feedback and comparing what you forecasted by the actual, this is the most important. Maybe in the first time, your accuracy 80%. You have to analyze the gap between the actual and the physical, because it might because of wrong forecast or lack of operations. You have to understand why the gap happened and how to solve. Again, we return it to the tools. Increase visibility, increase velocity to decrease variability.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Understood. Thank you for that. So now moving forward to our next question. So we have talked about the drivers. We have talked about the how digitization has improved forecasting. Now coming to our next question would be that uh, what specific digital initiatives have you taken at your current organization, and what have been their tangible impact that they have brought in? That how, with different solutions, how you have been able to improve your supply chain visibility, control, and everything.
Okay, recently, 1 year ago, we have implemented the SAP for HANA,
Mm.
and it was a great experience. And to introduce system who make demand and supply planning systematic instead of Excel, automate your MRP. You have the option that you can do exception based planning for the most fast movement and the high value SKU. All this, it's helping us to improve our turnover. We improve our turnover, improve our working capital to be tied in inventory, and we reduce and make it fit to our business, increase our accuracy. I remember before we stopped this implementing SOP for HANA, we were about 60 to 65% accuracy. After we stopped implementing and using it, we become above 80 or 85% accuracy. So all this is very important to visualize even the scenario for the planning. If I purchase this quantity, how much it affect to us from point of inventory, from point of sales, from point of even the channel stock. So to visualize your options and take the right decision, it's very important. And this is from point of planning. If we talk from point of warehousing, we implement the WMS, which is we have everything digitalized from container receiving, scanning by barcode, taking the serial number for each product, knowing the put away area where we will put this product. Before, it would take a time the warehouse manager check where is his empty area, in which area he will put this product, and keep the product in yard or segregation area till he arranges space for it. Now, put away rules based on whatever ABC or fast movement or slow movement, everything now becomes systematic. You have the guidelines and you are follow. So all this impacting to our productivity in warehouse and increase our productivity about 15 to 20%.
Amazing. That is good. And as soon as you give a quantitative number, like you said, 15 to 20% now, and this is another conversation that I like to have with people, that digital solution is not an expense, it's not a cost. At the end of the day, it's an investment which is going to improve your business, which will reduce your wastage within your processes, and it will help you increase your profitability as well. It will release a lot of capital, It will reduce inventories, bring out the capital which is invested, and cash to the cycle will reduce, the cash cycle time will reduce, all of this. Another thing that I have noticed in the recent years that now, Alhamdulillah, Vision 2030 does define digital transformation. Is one of the main cornerstones of that. But it took time for the companies and the organization to actually understand and that what is digital transformation. A lot of people still think that just doing an ERP upgrade is digital transformation. And when it comes to supply chain, that is not digital transformation. ERP is the backbone on which your business runs. But now the companies are looking into actually seeing that how I can be more efficient, as you said, in my warehouse operations. How can I ensure that I do not make an error? How do I know that I'm doing the right planning? And now a lot of organizations, they are talking about it to the extent that they want to even digitize their production planning. To that extent that they want to move away from the traditional Excel-based planning or simple planning, but they want to have predictive plannings as well and different scenario plannings as well. So that is good. But having said that, there's always a resistance to it. And we were talking before we started our session, two words we both discussed. We talked about people and we talked about culture. Fine. Mm-hmm. So yes. My next question for you is that many transformations, people implement, a lot of companies, they invest a lot of money, but the solutions are not used, fine, yes, to the extent that they should be used. I know that SAP for HANA, I think you guys are using SAP for HANA. It is only used for issuing a purchase order, but it is not used for the other modules that it has, for example.
Yes.
And so tell me that the question for you is, many transformations, they do fail because of resistance to change. People are not willing to change. They think that the system is there to replace them. So what culture or people related challenges did you and your team and the organization and management they face, and how did you overcome it? What were the steps that you implemented to ensure that it's a smooth transition and it's a successful transition?
Exactly, you have touched the main purpose, which is people, what we can say, people fear from using the technology. It's not about that people doesn't understand the digital tools. No, people are very smart and knowing the digital tools and how they use the digital tools, but they afraid from using these tools. They afraid from being replaced. For example, planner was afraid to losing control. He has his Excel sheet. He doing his planning in Excel sheet and knowing that everything it's under his control. When he go to the system, he afraid. He doesn't know how algorithm working, how the system will give him the result. Warehouse stuff, for example, they afraid that any error they did, it's immediately showing the transparency. So all this, they are afraid from using technology. And from here, it comes a resistance. And from here, you have to think psychological, not to force them to implement system and using it. Let me give you what we have done here in Shaker. We have selected a champion from each department. From supply chain, we have selected a champion. In planning, supply chain, I have different vertical. I have a planning, demand planning, warehouse, and logistics. From each vertical, I choose a champion. And this champion to be involved in redesigning, in creating the workflow, in implementing the system, give the training to his team after implementing the system. So he will be part of the digital transformation and he will transfer the same to his team. So we let our people discover the system, doing the pilot, doing the exploring phase for it. So to discovery session for it to see what is this system, and the most important to showing what the benefit will come to them. For example, the planning, instead of taking time in extracting data from system and put it in Excel sheet and working in a pivot tables and preparing the report, reduce all this donkey work. System is already doing it, so he allow you to think and take the decisions. Also for the warehouse, as we mentioned early, instead of looking where you will put the product, so system informed you this area is free, go to put your product there and make the put away there. So all this, when you let your people understanding the importance of the digital transformation and they involve in creating and building it, so they make it succeed. Plus, when we have creating the KPI, we are not creating KPI to punish them and squeeze them. No, we create the KPI. I let them to put the KPI by themselves for improvement. How to improve yourself. Don't make it hard in the first year for you. Put the reasonable KPI for you and let us check it's achievable or no. So this
Correct.
is how we face the challenge and the resistance.
No, you are so right, and you touched some very interesting points over here. And I remember I was doing consultancy around. It was a project around 4 years back. Fine, and the project manager he asked me one question that Noman, uh, what I foresee is technology and AI is going to replace all of us. And I told him at that time, see, first of all, technology cannot replace people in supply chain. Fine. And I gave an answer. And recently, in one of these seminars, someone asked a similar question that will AI replace people? I said that it is not about technology or AI replacing people, it will amplify you. So if you're good, if your skill set is good, it will amplify it. It will help you work better, smarter, and more efficiently and effectively. But if your skill set is not good, it is not up to that standard, it will highlight it, and slowly you will be sidelined. So now the challenge for people is that you need to continuously upgrade yourself and upskill yourself to be ready to embrace the fast pace of how logistics and supply chain is evolving, and what at the end of the customer is demanding now. Fine.
Exactly.
When we were young, very young, we had never heard that we will get an order through an e-commerce website, or 10-minute delivery is possible, or 15 minutes. Even if something used to come in 1 month, we were very happy. 1 month delivery was extraordinary. Now we are
Yes.
not even satisfied with the 10 to 15 minutes delivery as well. So the
Yes.
expectations have changed. And this is where, all of this, and you're right, technology allows to digitize the donkey work, redundant tasks, and it simplifies the process. So it allows your team to be more strategically available for more strategic tasks, for development and other tasks, rather than extracting reports and only working on, making pivot tables and all these things.
Yes.
So, Power BI changed how we look at reporting. Fine.
Exactly.
So, and now Power BI is a common thing now.
Yes.
And so this is what so I agree with your response, and totally agree. And this is also what I like to preach to people. So again, big thank you on this response. So now we talked about earlier, Hazim, you talked about data, correct data, the right, no duplication and everything. So I will touch on that. And my second question is around data. My next question is around data. That data consistency is a common challenge in this region. I have seen Excel reports. I was sitting with someone, a friend of mine, and we were talking about some spare parts topic. I hope he's not listening in and he doesn't not get angry that I'm using, without taking the name, an example. And one of the challenge in the Excel file that he showed, that same item was at least repeated multiple times, because at different time during the history, people created the same code because they did not have any way to check if it is available in the system or not. So data consistency is a challenge in this region. So how did you, and since you mentioned earlier when we started our talk, how did you within Sharkus strengthen the data quality, governance, and analytics to support better decision making?
Okay. The problem, it's not in system. The
It's people.
problem, yes, it's a different team using different item codes.
Correct.
Different team involving in updating master data. Team are not updating the parameter like lead time changing from time to time, safety stock changing, minimum order quantity changing. They are not updating. Every department has own Excel sheet. Sales has their own Excel and their standard. Supply chain, finance, marketing. We are working in silos. So when you go transformations, digital transformation, you do the align. And how we succeed in this align, you have to build your single source of data. We have created master data governance. This is very important. And we create the ownership, which means, for example, to update the safety stock, to update lead time, to update minimum order quantity, to create even the item system, it's ownership of supply chain. For commercial, they have to update the price list. They have to update the channel codes. For finance, they have to update the cost structure. They have to update, for example, GL mapping. So one data governance group, ownership for each part. By this way, you are building your single source of data, and no one could adjust the other input. By this way, you will eliminate all duplication. You will get the accurate planning. You can do, even when you do some exception for planning, you can do to avoid any wrong in MRB signal. So now you will have the inventory, sales, procurement, warehouse, all align, all using one data source.
Correct.
Yes. And when you get your dashboard, it will be easy for you to take the right decisions. And all is talking same numbers. Not every department have different numbers than others.
So true. And Hazim, it takes me back what you just said many years back. When I started my career in supply chain, it was 2003. So Allah Akbar, 23 years back. I'm talking about my first job in supply chain. I was in a pharmaceutical. At that time, it was Aventis, which is now known as Sanofi. I joined that company as a planner. So I don't know if my boss is logged in or not, if my ex-boss is listening or not, but at that time, SAP was implemented in Aventis in Pakistan, fine? So data and everything was important. So one thing that was implemented, and the job was given to me, that I was the single point of contact for the whole company to create the SKU code in SAP. Fine. So if anybody wanted to get a new code created, the request, so at that time it was all paper-based. So there was this item code creation form that used to be filled out. It used to come to me. I used to check. We had certain 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and I used to check that anything related or duplicate is there. Then the quality had to approve it, and then the item code was created. Just imagine a long process, but at that time it was not a fast-paced industry. 23 years back, so we had a lot of time to handle these things. But another interesting thing which was done, that the packaging, a lot of different designs are done in the FMCG sector, in the pharma sector. So we did an interesting thing, that we used to get the SAP material code also printed on the packaging material. So that in the warehouse, if someone is looking at the packaging, he knows what is the material code, so he can simply check the actual inventory in the system.
Yes.
So So these were certain checks, and I now look back, these were very simple activities which was done. So, but this is one way of digitization, not of today's, but it is a control of data consistency. So what you just said took me many years back in my
Yeah.
early days of supply chain. So
Yeah.
great. Now coming to our, we are coming to a closure of our questions, and it's my second last question. But you gave your introduction early on that you have worked in different industries, different perspectives, different countries as well. So, with your experience across different regional supply chain, different industries, what do you see as the biggest barrier within digital transformation in general, and especially within the kingdom right now? See, digital transformation is important. It is part of the Vision 2030, but a lot of people are still not able to understand. They are still not able to take their organization towards that. So, how would you look at this? That what are the biggest barriers for digital transformation overall and in the kingdom especially?
Okay, I believe the most challenging that they are treating digital transformation as an IT project, as an
Mm,
application, not as a business transformations,
transformation.
not as a new mindset, new capability, new integrations. I found many companies use or bring a good system on their legacy process of legacy system just to upgrade the system, but they are not using. So what is meaning of having great tools and it's not adapted to my business? I have amazing dashboard, but I take wrong decisions, or I cannot take even the decisions. I have a very good automation, but my process is opposite to this automations. No one think of how to re-engineer, how to redesign, how to adapt before bringing the systems. Maybe the system is very famous, very good, but it's not suitable for you. It's suppose system as a natural fit to your process 70 to 80%, and we accept 20% customization. Some people bring the system and 50% customization in the systems.
Yep.
So all this is a barrier which is the company fall down on it.
I agree with you, and I will share an example or a recent experience that, or my insight into this. That you're right. When we interact, a lot of people do take it as an IT project that IT will manage it. Yes,
Yeah.
IT will manage it from the perspective of it, how it will integrate with your current ERP. Is your current system enabled? Do you have the right service and everything? But when we are talking about supply chain digital transformation, it is a business transformation at the end of the day. It is an ROI. Fine. And you need to know that what solution fits best. It cannot be that one single solution can do everything for you. If that
Yes.
would have been the case, then you only needed one supply chain manager who would do every function of supply chain, and you do not need a team under it.
Mhm.
Right? The same goes for technology as well. One single solution is not the best in everything. And IT likes to look at that. I want to have simple. And this is where I also explain to people that there is a difference between an IT manager, for example, and a digital transformation manager. Or if you take it one step higher, a CTO and a CIO. Fine,
Yes.
because CIO looks at from a business perspective and CTO looks from a technology perspective only.
Technology. Yes.
Technology, and a CIO will always include the business owners, the stakeholders in the evaluation in the task, and the technology would only look at from a technology. Oh, it fits me well. And another thing that I've seen is that if someone is an Oracle guy, he will anywhere he will go, he will talk about Oracle. If he is an Infor guy, he will always talk about Infor because they are comfortable with it. They do not understand that is, as you said, that is the solution, the right solution for the organization and for the business or not. It's not about comfortable or the system. It's always good to learn new systems, but first look at what your system is, what your business actually needs, and then go for it. Fine.
Yes.
And this is also what we discussed. We were in a discussion with one company in Jeddah, and they were looking for WMS. And I told them, I as a consultant can show you the best of the best. Fine, there are Manhattans as well. There's SAP, WMS, there Blue Yonders and EPG and everything. But your business size is not ready for such big solution. And it is the first time that you will move from an Excel sheet to a stable solution. So let's do a pilot. Let's do for a much easier solution. And then when you grow with that, then you switch it. So, that kind of a perspective also is needed sometimes, that, maybe the big solutions are not always the right answers for you. As you said, that you need to look at what your business actually need.
Exactly. And sometimes you do nothing better than doing. There is some companies don't try to bring a big system and a new system and think this is the magic tools. You will be very organized and you will reduce damage. So your process, it's not aligned with any of system. So keep as is, tell you, change your mindset at the culture and to be ready to use the systems. Because of that, some companies fail when they implement the system and they throw out. They didn't study first, is the system suitable for them or no? Sometimes people complain about system, it's make the process longest. Yes, because you are not ready to use this kind of system. Your operation process and the flow, it's out of any system. So don't think that when you bring system, it will be plug and play.
Yes. Since we have a little bit time, before I go towards the last question, just one more personal experience I want to share. I was called in by one company and they said, Noman, we need robotics and automation in our warehouse. I said, oh, wow. I like the concept that a company wants to look into robotics. I went over there and I looked around. I said, okay, yes, we can automate this area and everything. And I asked a very simple question. Okay, robotics, fine. But which ERP are you using? They told me this ERP they are using. My next question was, okay, but do you have the WMS module activated or are you using this ERP WMS or you have a different WMS? And the guy answered, we don't have any WMS. Fine. And I asked him, you're talking about robotics and you don't have the thing that on which the robotics will connect. So how do you exactly? So how will your robot or your automation or will talk to your ERP? You need something for it to talk to. So, but Alhamdulillah, the thing was that they understood and we were able to implement the WMS for them. It has gone live, but Alhamdulillah. So now the next step for 26 would be now talking about robotics for them, inshallah. So, this is also understanding that needs to be there. Now, coming to our last question, and then we have some very interesting questions from the audience, which I will share. My last question for you is that with so many technologies coming in, and now Gen AI, AI analytics and bots and everything is there. How do you see that with all these emerging technologies and solutions? What in your mind, from your professional experience, what do you believe will have the biggest impact on supply chain operations within KSA in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think, or I believe that AI will drive major advances in demand forecasting and the inventory optimizations, from machine learning, data analysis, because I found many applications and many systems which is drive you to even redesign your layout in showrooms. They inform you customer is always looking for this product. Even in our e-commerce, it's the technology of AI. It could make the customer journey in your website most easy. It's analysis. It's doing analysis for how many click customer has did it to reach to his product to purchase, and it's give you guideline to take this page to be near to the customer to make a faster decision. So AI, it will involve and make a different change in demand forecasting, especially the advanced predictive tools and the analytical tools. Also in warehouse, especially for retail and the e-commerce, the order picking, the slotting, the route optimizations, predictive maintenance for your equipment, all this to reduce your downtime and improve your efficiency. AI in the next 3 5 years will involve in this area massively.
Massively. No, I agree with you. And now this just lit some light bulbs for something for me to discuss offline with you later on the showroom parts and everything. I will share something with you offline later on. But again, thank you. I agree with you. AI is something which is shaping everything. And I was in a session recently with one of our partners, Blue Yonder, and we were talking about AI. That AI is not a terminology that now everybody do understand what AI is, or at least they experience AI now with ChatGPT, with Meta, with Gemini, so many things right now with Grok in X, all of this. So people are now actually using AI, but AI is something which started so many years back in the early 2000s. So AI as a concept is approximately 2000 years, not 2000, 20 plus years back when it actually started out. And I was talking to someone very recently, and he said that, Numan, do you know my master's was in AI back in 2000?
Yes.
So that is there. So now, Alhamdulillah, and AI will continue to evolve, and it will change how we are looking at things, how we are planning things, how we are putting things. So I would like to share some questions that our people, the listeners have. First of all, big thank you to everybody who is logged in, and a big thank you for sharing so many questions. So I will share some questions over here, and the one is something okay, this is something that I would like to share. The question is, Hazim, are you using the TMS module of SAP?
Yes.
How do you currently handle your spot freight procurement, multi-port RFQ, shipment? He's asking you everything. You need to charge this person for the answer to this. But this is the question: shipment real-time tracking, visibility, carrier schedules, and shipping cost visibility.
So let's take it step by step.
Yes.
Before we start in this, for TMS module, many companies, they have their own TMS or another module for TMS, and they integrate with the ERP system. All is right. The most important to think what you need and how you will implement. If start thinking from how to achieve your target or your plan from the system. After that, think whether you will use outsource system or same SAP or ERP system. Initially, I was using outsource system till we implemented SAP for HANA. After that, we start using TMS to align everything, to avoid more integration with the others. So how I handle it, it's very easy. Whenever I have the delivery, it's already showing in the TMS. So our team, customer service team, communicate with the client and assign the time and date, going to warehouse enters the driver details, and the driver pick up the item. Everything he did it by handheld device, takes a picture of item, delivers the items. After they deliver the items, they take a copy of proof of delivery or get the signature from customers, and it's uploading in system automatically. This is the benefit of using the TMS from the same ERP, all is connecting together. Can you show the question again to?
Yes, I can show the question again. Sorry, where did it?
To get it, because there is three parts, I think he
Yes, it's
asked.
great.
Yes. How do
Great.
you currently handle your spot freight procurement? Look, I don't like to go spot freight rate because it will be high expensive. You have to have a planning and predictive for your volume based on your demand forecast and discussion with your manufacturer. So, for example, I import about 6,000 container to 7,000 container per year. So I have my contractual rate with the shipping line. I have my agreement with the agent, and I have definitely the freight forwarder for spot rate, because you understand that not every shipping line could provide you the full capacity for your volume. You have a quota, so you have to manage between the three. You have to work long term and mid term and short term. So spot freight, it's short term, and try to avoid it as much as you can, and as much as you plan ahead and knowing how much you need from container, and as much as you could save cost. Real-time tracking visibility. Yes, we have now most of the shipping line offering the
Yes.
free time. Real-time tracking visibility, and there is many of application which is they consolidate all the shipping line and you get it, and even SAP is providing this in the IBB module. So this is the way, and whenever you reduce the number of forwarders and shipping line, it will be most controlled for you.
Correct.
Carrier schedule and shipping cost visibility is the same.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Planning your demand, it's most important. If you have a proper planning and you knowing, يعني, I'm working M+3. يعني from today, we are in March, we finalize. We are in December. We are finalizing in beginning of March volume. So I'm working M+3, and this is based on your lead time with the principles. You can start your module.
Correct.
I hope that I answer or I
Yes,
fulfill
you answer quite thoroughly. So I'll just share a comment from my dear friend Sumit from UAE. So he's saying to implement the transformation, it has to be treated as project management. So true. But if
Yes.
it's a business transformation project management as a total. And he shared one more comment. I will share that he corrected us that AI started in 1965.
Yes.
Right. So thank you so much for your comment. The next question that I would like to take is if you from the same gentleman, CM Matthews, and you also share. He is right saying big systems are so expensive, very low ROI, longer implementation time, user adoption is very slow, limited customization options. Don't you think so? Okay, I will answer this, and we discussed this in our session at the end as well. Big systems, are they needed or not? That's the first question, big time. That does your organization need these big solutions? Or you can go with other solutions which are able to provide you very quick ROI. And I was in a session by one of our partners, and they said that if the ROI is more than 1 year, then we are not the right solution. This is how confident they were about their solution. So your business size should match the solution that you are looking for, and user adoption is very slow. Again, this is where what Hazem was mentioning, that change management is very necessary. Your people need to be on board. They need to understand the benefits that it will give them, that how it will enhance their productivity, and that is a tool to help them out rather than to challenge them or to find mistakes in them. So the positive change management needs to be there. And limited customization option, Hazem, you also mentioned this in your talk, that a lot of people go for solution in which 50% customization is needed. This means that it is not the right solution. So coming back to Matthew, to your answer, that your solution needs to fit your business need first and then look into it. So the big solutions are not always the right answer. Right?
I would like to add one thing here.
Please.
I already make a startup company for Shaker.
Okay.
For logistics. We could take another topic. But when I think of system for this company, I have SAP and I could implement the SAP for this new company. But we think from ROI point of view.
Yeah, correct.
It's money you pay. So small company or new company, it's not necessary to start with a big system. Start first with what you need. Based on what you need, draft it and look which system could provide this. And in the market now, from low end to high end system.
Yeah.
So first you have to define your requirement. Based on define of your requirement, you can choose the right system for you.
Okay, perfect. So I will take one more question because we are coming to an end of our session. So again, a comment from Sumit again is that to change, let's admit to accept to change. Yes, 100%. That is part. That's I think the first step of change management. That to accept that we need to change or we want to change. So that is there. Just a last question because Matthew is enjoying your responses. So Matthew has shared one more question for you. For contracted rates, can you procure rates for multiple lanes, modes, and manage the rates in SAP?
I need him to elaborate more because it's big questions. Multiple lanes and yes, definitely we have multiple
Yes.
lanes where I'm getting from over the world, from US, from Europe, from Middle East, from China, which is Far East, China, Malaysia. I bring it from all, and when I do contractual for multi lanes, and
Yeah.
all is we have one module in the system. Whenever we do the contractual rate, we file the contractual rate in our SAP, and we select based on that. Every shipping line give you the quota. Based on this, you have to assign the booking. We register the booking. We register the MPL. We register we updating every step to our system to have a 360-degree about our achievement. So
Correct.
it's applicable in SAP.
Is it applicable? I will just show one last comment. It is from our dear friend Ahmad. He said that, and I think the timestamp for this question is around when we were talking about people and culture. So he gave his input that it's also behavior as well that needs to be taken care of. So again, I think this allows us to come to the end of our session. We were very good on time. Alhamdulillah, we are finishing within the 60 minutes of that. Again, a big thank you to Hazem for taking out the time and coming online and helping us close 2025 with this as the last webinar from SCT in 2025. Inshallah, next year we have lots of webinars lined up. We have a lot of colleagues that we will be talking about digital solutions, different logistics company, what they are providing as solutions, CEOs and C-suite people as well. So we have a big lineup for next year, inshallah, as well. So already the first 3 months are blocked for us. So we hope to have these webinars more frequently. And I hope I get the time to conduct all these webinars as well, because, it's not easy for me also to find time to conduct these webinars as well. So inshallah. Again, big thank you, Hazem. And I wish you the best for your holidays. You took out the time. This is the last thing that you're doing before traveling. So yes. Happy holidays. Enjoy your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for you. And it's my honor to be here with SCT. And I really appreciate this opportunity. And I hope that I deliver valuable information to our audience.
Definitely. Thank you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining in.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.